I'm excited. I'm enjoying this a lot. This is a really good game. This is a lot of fun. The music is like it's doing what it needs to do. It's so good. Anyways, let's. So I gotta reply to someone real quickly. All my friends get such nice art. Okay, let's get back to it.
Hey, Freddy. Have
So
have
this
you
is
been
day
waiting up
one.
this whole
We had a
time?
week.
Yeah? A goat man sends you off into the night. Your life is on the line. And I'm gonna, what, sleep? What if you were taken prisoner, kept in a cave by a cyclops, or I don't know, turned into a tree? I was worried sick.
You were worried? How sweet.
You were worried about me? Aw.
Well, you're my best friend in the whole world, Grace. Plus, what would the band do?
Right, the band. Where are Kaz and Brian anyway?
I told them you were fine, which isn't a lie, because technically you are. Now tell me everything that happened.
I wish I'd found an artist who could like draw me in
Persephone
this
runs a
style.
club called the Underworld. That's a little on the nose.
I wouldn't suggest saying that to her face.
And you ended up staying with her instead of Apollo? I don't know, Grace. She sounds a little volatile.
She has her reasons.
She has her reasons. I just hope I don't end up on her bad side again.
You'll figure your way out of it. You're still you.
I am still me. That's true.
So what are your options? You need to go back to Persephone at some point?
I could go back to Apollo's as well. Make sure he's not sore about what happened.
Oh, and, there's this. Pan left a card, says, "Come by Olympus." I doubt he means the mountain in Greece.
The idols.
That
live
name
there.
keeps coming up. The idols live there, or at least most of them do.
Sounds cool. Even if Pan is there.
Still not a fan?
You know how some people just set your teeth on edge? That's Pan. I can't help it. But it doesn't matter. I said I'd help, and that's what I'll do. You can count on me, Grace.
Thanks, Freddy.
The muse? Oh, the embodiment of inspiration. Can you believe it?
Yeah, kinda.
I'm worried it's gonna turn out that Freddy's the killer. Alright. We're gonna first talk to Apollo and see if we can make things right. Because if he's gonna be pissy with me, then at least we'll know.
Grace,
Yeah, told you she'd be back.
what are you doing here? When you stayed with Persephone, I thought that... Well, I didn't expect to see you again.
Did you not want to see me again? I wanted to
I
check
thought
in.
I'd check in on you. The way you left, well, it was quite the scene.
Ah, yes, that. I want to apologize for my outburst. Being around my family brings out the worst in me, I'm afraid. It's why I avoid them whenever possible, and why I should have resisted getting dragged into all this.
Calliope still needs you, though.
Apollo, everything you sang about still applies, even if you got angry.
I know.
We all make mistakes. You pick yourself up, and you try again for Calliope's sake.
I'll think about it, Grace. I promise. For now, you're in far better hands.
I'll hold you to that. Don't think I won't.
Hmm. Mm. I don't know if we get to talk to both of them, because it's saying or. Let's talk to Persephone first. If we don't get to talk to Pan, that's okay.
Oh, back already, are you? It's just as well. I've asked around, called in some favors, just enough to get an idea of what all the idols are currently up to. Much as I'm loath to admit it, I'm back to thinking Pan may be our prime suspect after all.
Straight
Hey,
business.
Persephone. Nice to see you, too.
Oh, I'm sorry, are we girlfriends now? Did you come here for a social call over mimosas?
I wouldn't turn down a mimosa.
Oh, well, by all means, put your feet
Hi,
up.
Stella. How
Let
are
me
you
get you a
doing? How's your
cushion.
day going?
It's your life on the line, not mine. While waiting for your drink, perhaps we can return to the subject of Pan.
Changed your mind about him?
Why Pan? I thought you'd rejected him as a suspect.
I did. It doesn't seem like his style. Pan has always preferred scheming over direct confrontation. But the thing is, how did he know about you so quickly? What does he hope to gain by sticking his nose in?
A favor or two, I guess.
Half the idols owe him a favor or
Aw,
two.
Thanks.
No, he's up to something else.
I'm glad I can make you feel a little
Until
less
I know
tired.
what it is, I can't discount the possibility that he's involved in all this.
You should know. Pan asked me to meet him at Olympus. I'm not sure why.
Oh, that's interesting. Did he happen to say what he wanted?
No. He probably wants to cash in his favor.
Huh, that's what he does. Collect favors and then use them to gather even more favors. To what end, I dare not guess.
Maybe that's a motive.
Maybe that's what went wrong with Calliope. A favor she wouldn't repay.
Or something she'd discovered
I'm like,
and
I've never
refused
played
to
it before, so this has
conceal.
been my first time, and I'm
Oh,
really.
That would be just like her.
I'm liking
You should
it a
go
lot
ahead and
so
see
far.
what Pan wants. It might be useful.
Just throw caution to the wind, huh?
Somehow you'll manage.
I'm glad that we've got Persephone on our side, though, at this point.
I want to send you to a party, Grace. One Aphrodite
It's a
is
musical.
holding. She and Eros know Pan perhaps better than anyone. If you go, it'll give you a chance to find out what he's really up to.
Why a party?
Why a party? Couldn't I just go wherever she lives and ask her?
You could, but if you go to this party, she'll be grateful. She holds it from time to time and always asked Calliope to attend, but Calliope never would. You can put two and two together. A grateful Aphrodite might be willing to tell you what Pan is really up to.
You know Aphrodite better than I do. Can't you talk to her?
She and I don't get along.
Like how you and Apollo don't get along?
Even more intensely than that. I once said some things about her husband. They were true, but unwelcome.
Yeah.
Suffice it to say, if I showed up at Aphrodite's party, revealing Pan's secrets would be the last thing on her mind.
I could just talk
I
to
still
Pan.
have that invitation from Pan. Maybe it'd be easier if I just went to see him.
You should do both. Just don't believe a single word coming out of his mouth.
I might be able to coax some truth out of him. I can be persuasive.
A battle of the silver tongues, I'm sure.
One wild party with a goddess of love coming up.
It's less of a wild party and more of a somber affair.
You mean like a cocktail party?
Let me put it this way. Apollo will likely be there.
Gotcha. Expectations of fun downgraded considerably. I'll let you know what I find.
We can talk to Pan and then go to Aphrodite's party. Because I mean, that was literally what Persephone said, was to do both. So we'll listen to Persephone.
I'd say hello, Grace, but I'm afraid that look on your face might be catching.
I just...
Rude.
What is this place?
It's a garden, darling. Surely even mortals have them.
Grace is very smooth.
This
It's kind of,
building.
it's cool when she
All
gets
those
caught out by
people
someone
I
like
passed getting
Pan.
up here. Are they all idols?
Oh, at least some of them. Welcome to Olympus, dear Grace. Our home hidden away in plain sight. Marvelous, isn't it?
Is it hidden?
I've passed this part of the city 100 times. I've never seen this building. Was it always here? Or...
Our Lady Hecate provides glamours that allow certain things to go unseen, such as my
I like
glorious
that.
horns.
I think he's hot.
Olympus is the same. Those invited see it. Those who aren't see exactly what they expect.
So we're not hidden in plain sight.
It's not anywhere as
We're hidden
grand
by
as in
magic.
the old country, but it serves its purpose.
This isn't grand.
I don't know, Pan. Olympus seems pretty grand to me.
As if mortals would know any better. This isn't the first time you've been here. I'm sure Hermes took you to Athena's dreary office.
That's here? Huh.
Good one, that Hermes. Almost as dull-witted as the original, but biddable.
Oh, don't be mean. Hermes is nice.
How many idols are there? I've met, what, less than 12?
Oh, I don't know, 20, 30. Our numbers have dwindled so much I've stopped keeping track.
I didn't know there were that many gods.
We're not all equally legendary, it's true. Some idols were barely worshipped, others not at all. Indeed, not all of us are idols. Some are merely immortal. Hangers-on, if you will. You'll meet them all, given time.
Do they live here?
Idols live here? I mean, Calliope didn't, obviously. Apollo doesn't either.
One must have special dispensation from Our Lady of Wisdom, Athena, before they can take up a private dung heap like Apollo's.
Am I gonna have to give him my apartment?
That's rather putting the cart before the horse, darling. First, you must outlive the week.
Right. Good point. You asked me to meet you here?
I did. Though I feared you might decline, considering your rather callous rejection earlier.
Oh, poor baby.
Regardless, my pride is intact, as is the favor you owe me, which I now wish to collect.
Oh, sure. I'm totally in a position to help others right now. Lay it on me.
Here's the thing. A friend has begged for my help, and you're far better suited than I to offer what he requires. I'll give you a key to reach the reliquary where he resides. You help him, and then we're even. If that's not enough incentive, the reliquary is also where you'll find the lovely Hecate. A sorceress of her power could aid your quest. What do you say?
What kind of favor is this?
This person I'm to help. What does he want? And why can't you do it?
Well, Grace, there are some things you're better equipped to handle than I. This, as I understand it, is a delicate matter of the heart. One that requires a muse's hand.
A matter of the heart.
What, did you think I was sending you to rough someone up? Set something aflame? Don't be absurd. The man has an issue with his love life. Even if you can't help him, I'll treat the effort as worth the favor.
Who's our man, though? Would Hecate really
This
help him?
Hecate. Do you think she could help me?
If she's of a mind. She is the goddess of dark magic, the creator of all our marvelous glamours. If anyone can help you, it is she.
And if she's not of a mind?
Then she won't help you. Grace, that part is up to you. I can't be expected to do everything, can I?
And that's it.
So that's it? Fix up someone's love life? Nothing trickier than that?
Oh, the way you talk, Grace. It makes me blush.
Well, it's just that...
I trade in willing favors, Grace. If I didn't, no one would want to do as I ask, and then where would I be? I may seem untrustworthy, but allow me to reassure you. If I wish you harm, you will walk into that harm knowingly, and with open arms.
You have a sly tongue.
You're saying you can talk me into anything?
Anything you would enter into willingly and with eyes wide open, which covers a great deal. Yes.
That's surprisingly ethical of you, Pan.
I find consent wildly attractive, Grace.
What's a reliquary?
What is this reliquary? Doesn't that have something to do with the bones of saints or something?
Not those relics. Our relics. The relics of ancient gods. Magical treasures collected over thousands of years. Books, mainly. We store them in a faraway place so no one unsavory can get their hands on them.
Unsavory like you?
Unsavory like most. Athena has decreed that these relics are not to be used by any save Hecate and herself. A rather dull waste of so much amassed knowledge and power, but who am I to judge? I'm not leader of the chorus.
Is it dangerous?
If these relics are off limits, does that mean they're dangerous?
Some, but I'm not asking you to chase after any of that nonsense. In fact, I'd advise against it.
But what if one of those relics could help me?
My, such an adventurer you are. It's possible, but ask Hecate first. She, and I mean this with complete and uncharacteristic seriousness, is not an idol you or anyone wishes to cross.
I'll
I'll think
consider.
about it, but no promises.
Marvelous. The gentleman you seek is named Asterion.
God damn it, I
Lovely
can't go
fellow,
anywhere to
quite
get away from
harmless.
him.
I'll send a package to your domicile that contains directions and the key you'll need to reach the reliquary.
I said no promises.
Well, if you decide to go, Grace, you'll still need all those things. Say hello to darling Hecate on my behalf, will you?
Alright, we're gonna go to Aphrodite's party.
Fancy party? Check. Bunch of strangers? Check.
I was just supposed to say
Grace
she's not
totally
dressed
not
for
dressed for
this.
the occasion? Check. Now, if only I knew what I was supposed to be doing here.
Grace? You're here.
Yeah, I'm invited, aren't I?
I'm just surprised you even knew it was happening.
Persephone said I should come to this. Whatever this is.
Persephone didn't tell you? Why am I not surprised?
I think
Persephone
Aphrodite's
said
fine.
Aphrodite could help me and that she'd be grateful I came. That's it.
Persephone's not wrong, but that's not the entire story. You don't have any of Calliope's memories, right? No deja vu, recollections that aren't your own?
No. Should I have?
Not right away. For a while, you won't remember anything. We call it the veil. In time, the veil will start to lift, slowly at first, but eventually you'll remember almost everything
So why not
Calliope
just leave us alive for long enough to actually be able to recall those memories, including how she died?
Seems like the sort of thing you should tell a new idol.
New idols are usually chosen. You would know about this already, except,
Except Calliope was murdered.
well, remember how old we all are. There are so many memories. So the veil lifts gradually to protect you. Eventually, it's like a flood. It becomes difficult to separate what's you and what's them, and all who came before them.
Will I become Calliope?
You're saying I won't be me. I won't be Grace. Will I start calling myself Calliope?
Maybe. Eventually, most of us do, but most of us were chosen and prepared.
And I didn't choose this.
I understand. Take some time to let it sink in. If you like, we can talk about it later.
What does this have to do with the party?
Aphrodite hasn't been the same since we came to the New World. She has horrific memories of what she endured during the war. Passing on her eidolon is a way to forget, for a while. That's what this party is for.
She's gonna
When
die?
you say she's gonna pass on her eidolon, you mean
She's going to die, yes, and pass her soul on to a chosen successor.
In front of everyone?
We're here to help, Grace. To make it easier for Aphrodite to do what she feels she must. We're here to say goodbye. At least for a while.
Aphrodite has done this before.
This isn't the first time Aphrodite's done this. She's held this kind of gathering before, right?
This is her 4th, I think, perhaps 5th.
So every time the veil, whatever you call it, when it starts to lift...
Oh god.
Aphrodite's memories return, and eventually it is too much. We gather to pay our respects and to honor the past, while she still remembers it.
Calliope didn't approve.
Wait. Persephone said Calliope always refused to come to these parties.
She refused
remember
on
the
principle.
Content
Everything
warnings.
Calliope did was on
They said it was
principle.
about World War II.
She
so that would
believed
be
Aphrodite was indulging her sadness, wallowing in it. She thought
Once every
Aphrodite
20 or
should
so
try
years?
harder. It was a point of contention between them. Aphrodite will be grateful you're here. Trust me.
Also, Jesus Christ, Calliope. Do you support this? Right,
Do
there we
you
go.
support what Aphrodite is doing here?
It's not my choice to make, Grace.
Yeah, but you must have an opinion.
Eventually, you will remember what we experienced during the war. And eventually, you will remember that what Aphrodite experienced was far worse. If this is the mercy she requires, I will not tell her she should not take it.
I get it.
Okay, so what did Aphrodite want Calliope to do? What does she want me to do?
Well, knowing Aphrodite, she'll want you to make a production of it all. She's not here just yet. Until she arrives, I suggest mingling.
Mingling.
Yeah, mingling. Talk to Eros. Or we can talk more if you like.
No, I'll be talking to Eros. Sorry, Apollo.
Just
But
try to relax, Grace.
Sure, yeah. Relax. That's what this party is for, right?
Grace,
I just realized that
Hey,
he's wearing like
Eros.
a
Nice to-
mesh shirt. Oh,
Oh. Okay.
Aphrodite will be so happy you're here. It means so much you have no idea.
aw. Are you okay?
Are you okay?
He's a
You seem a
sweetheart.
bit...
Every time she does this, I don't know how to handle it. I almost want to run upstairs and demand she stop. Remind her that this never works. Sorry, I shouldn't unload on you. It's been a bad week.
You can unload on me. It's fine. I feel for you.
Hey, I understand. This can't be easy.
She's the one who is suffering. I shouldn't be complaining. I just hate this. I'm there every day, going through it all with her. The nightmares, the panic attacks, the weeks when she just won't get out of bed. I'm there when she forgets the war's over, and I hold her until the screaming stops. Me. I do that.
That sounds awful.
And now I'm arranging her gathering again, so she can die again. And I'll watch it all again.
What happened to Aphrodite?
Is it okay if I ask what happened? I don't mean to pry, but I'm new. I really don't know.
No, it's okay. I wouldn't usually talk about it, but I know you don't mean any harm. What happened is that Brother Ares happened. He missed out on the first world-spanning war, you see, so he was damned if he'd miss out on the next one. He found some jackbooted mortals so full of themselves and their supremacy, and he told them about the idols. Then they came for us. Took us completely by surprise. Some they killed, but Aphrodite, her they captured.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh.
Did she escape?
Aphrodite was captured, but she's here now. So she must have escaped.
She didn't. Do you know the name Hephaestus?
Yes.
No. Should I?
Engineer of the gods,
God of smiths.
right? Yeah.
He could make anything, any tool or weapon. He was Aphrodite's husband, and he adored her. When he found out the mortals were torturing her, he went mad. He was determined to save her.
Wait, they tortured her?
Nothing extreme, I'm told. They were too frightened, but they were also determined to wring every last secret out of her. So, who knows how long that fear would have lasted. Thus, Hephaestus made a deal.
With the, jackbooted guys.
No, with their enemies. That's what saved her.
Tell me about the deal.
Then this deal is how Aphrodite survived.
It's how we all survived. It's what brought us to the new world. Hephaestus saved us all. We never saw him again. That was the deal. He would leave, make their precious weapons, and never look back. Aphrodite never even got to say goodbye.
Oh.
It's funny, because Aphrodite didn't even like Hephaestus when they were married. She seemed to resent every minute they were together. But now he's all she can think about.
Is there no other way?
Is there no other way? Does Aphrodite really need to...
To die? I've asked that so many times. She's tried magic, drugs, psychotherapy, meditation, everything we could possibly think of. For a while, she'll deny anything's wrong. It all seems fine, and I start to hope. Maybe this time will be different. Then the nightmares begin, and the memories return. More with each passing day until... I hate it, but I see her agony. I can't deny her this.
Isn't this like suicide?
Maybe I just don't understand, but... Isn't this... like suicide?
Some of the idols have committed suicide. They let themselves die without passing on their eidolon.
What happens?
What you'd expect. They're gone. Forever.
So she doesn't want to be gone forever.
Mother says she can't do that. She won't. Not until she sees Hephaestus again, I suspect. Not that what's happening here is anything casual. She still has to die for a while.
She needs my help.
What is my part in all of this? I'll help if I can.
Aphrodite loves drama. She always has. She wants us here to, well, to remember, to celebrate our history. She'll ask you to use your power as part of the celebration. Could you use it to inspire her?
I can't force anyone to do anything they don't want to, Eros.
That's not what I'm asking. I believe that deep down, she doesn't want to do this any longer. She must see it isn't working. She just needs the strength to try. Or I hope that's all she needs.
I'll do my best.
I'll try, if you think it'll do some good.
I don't know if it will. I just find it hard to believe it could get any worse.
Being dressed like this for this occasion is
Famous
wild.
last words.
Tell me about it. Do whatever you think is right, Grace. And thank you.
We'll talk to Apollo for a little bit. Might as well.
I know all these people, Grace. For as long as I can remember, I've known them. Yet sometimes I feel like I don't know any of them at all. Or they me.
Eros wants us to
I
stop.
spoke to Eros. He's pretty broken up over all this.
Oh, poor Eros. each new successor, his hopes rise up once more. And then he watches the new Aphrodite crumble, piece by piece, only to start all over again. It's so different from the olden days. Once he was the eternal disaster, and Aphrodite kept constant vigil over him.
Maybe he feels like he owes her.
I think he's followed her into a dark void, and somewhere, deep down, believes he deserves no better.
You don't seem comfortable.
You don't enjoy these family gatherings, do you?
Are they family gatherings? Like the sort mortals have?
You call each other sister and brother and mother.
I wonder if we're gonna see Ares.
Yes, but
And you've been together like 100 times longer than I lived with my family. All you're missing is a drunk uncle everyone has to apologize for.
that would be Pan. But yes, I feel very much out of place.
Why not avoid them?
Why come at all? You don't have to see other idols, do you?
Well, there's the chorus, and we're not allowed to leave the city. Other than that, avoiding everyone was the plan. Until a certain someone made me sing.
I should get back out there.
I guess we're waiting for Aphrodite now.
My family. Having you all here, gathered once again to see me off, it moves me. More than I can say. My loves, my darlings, my dearest friends. And you. Oh, my dear sweet thing. I dare not hope that you, with all your troubles, might sing me to my sleep.
I wonder who this other person is.
Yet here you are. Yet here she is. Huh.
You could have invited
All
me.
you needed to do was ask.
I meant no slight, dear one. I only wanted to relieve you of the burden of expectation considering the task you've been given. But you're here now. Oh, it's so sad what happened to Calliope. Please say you'll forgive my oversight.
Is this Grace, my lady? The new
Venus?
muse?
Oh, what manners I have. Grace, Grace, meet the lovely mortal woman who shall tonight become the new me.
Hi, my name's Venus, and yes, it really is Venus. Nice to meet you, Grace.
Wild. You were chosen?
Hi. I have to admit, it'll be weird watching this happen the proper way.
Because I'm chosen?
Yeah, I wasn't. Not like this, anyhow.
Yeah, Lady Aphrodite told me. I'm so sorry, that sounds awful.
There will be so much time for you lovelies to speak later. Now, we must prepare for my departure.
I really need your help first.
Are you sure we can't talk first? I really need your help, Aphrodite.
I know you do, my dear. I wish I could be there for you, but I'm afraid my time is up. But since you've shown such kindness in coming, I will ask Eros to make himself available to you afterwards. There's nothing I know that he does not. He is my son, my truest friend, my longest love.
Won't he be a little distracted?
Eros has been through this before, Grace. He knows what must be done.
I'm sorry this happened.
I just want to say, I'm really sorry that this happened to you, that you need to do this.
Aw.
A babe in our dreary world, and yet already possessed of such earnest purpose.
Weren't you opposed to this, Grace?
Apollo! Oh, you've come after all.
You look remarkably well, cousin.
I've had a great deal of time to prepare. I assure you that would not be the case. As for you, Grace, have you gathered the true purpose of tonight's gathering?
Forget.
To ease your suffering? To forget about what happened?
An escape into the soothing blackness. To swim in Lethean waters, at least for a time.
Does it help?
I don't know. Each Aphrodite before me begged for mercy. This is all I can do for all of us. Even so, tonight is not about the pain. It is about honoring the memory of what was while that memory still persists. Go, enjoy the gathering, Grace. Tell me when you're ready to begin.
Wild to have found someone named Venus to be your successor. I want to talk to Venus a little bit.
I should apologize, Grace. Saying that I was chosen like I'm somehow more special, I really didn't mean it that way. I hope you can... I'm sorry. It looks like I'll be doing that a lot. Lady Aphrodite said I'm ready, but I don't know.
Don't mind.
Don't worry about it. My foot has been lodged firmly in my mouth since this began.
It's a relief to know I won't be the only one. If I can ask, what does it feel like after it happens? Do you feel different?
Not really, no.
Not really. I still felt like me, if that's what you're asking.
You didn't remember anything? About her? Who she was? She was just gone?
Yeah. Isn't that the point of all this?
I just wanted to be sure. Sometimes it doesn't seem like it could be real.
How do you know Aphrodite?
How do you know Aphrodite exactly?
So I was working at this homeless shelter, right? A couple of years ago, and she came in with one of the older residents. And she was there in this, like, amazing dress. And she's sitting with this guy and really listening to him. Like, they were old friends or something. I just thought, what is someone like her doing in a place like this? So, I just went over and introduced myself.
That's it? Just like that?
Yeah. She came back to the shelter a few times, but by then, I guess she'd taken an interest in me instead.
Your name is really Venus?
Your name's really Venus, huh?
Everybody asks me that. Even the other idols. Maybe that's why Lady Aphrodite noticed me in the first place. She says it was fated to be. I say it's because my mama was a diehard hippie.
Oh. And you're okay with all this?
Are you really okay with all this? You know what's gonna happen, right?
I saw a lot of people in crisis at the shelter. I knew something was wrong with Lady Aphrodite. She's in so much pain, Grace. She won't let you see how much. Eros called me one night desperate. She wouldn't stop screaming. She didn't know where she was. She's a good person, Grace. A good soul. She deserves mercy.
This isn't gonna get us anywhere.
You probably need to get ready. I shouldn't keep you.
No, this is Lady Aphrodite's big night, not mine.
It'll be yours later, won't it?
Yeah, I guess it will.
We'll talk to Apollo a little bit more.
Back again.
Aphrodite won't help
I
you.
don't think I'll have a chance to talk to Aphrodite. Not before, you know.
Not surprising. Surely Persephone must have realized that.
How? She's never been to one of these things. Anyway, I'm not sure what I'd do now.
You have two choices, Grace. Either you do as she asks and sing her to her rest.
At which point Venus won't have Aphrodite's memories yet.
Or you somehow convince her to remain with us and hope she's grateful.
And doesn't regret it. Or get angry at me for ruining her party.
What we gotta do is
Do
put
what you
on
feel is
the
right.
performance of a
No risk
lifetime.
either way.
Make her feel so moved to stay here.
Have you spoken with Venus?
And then
She seems really...
Nice, earnest, a genuinely good person.
Yeah, I suppose.
sing her a song that
It's not
convinces
an
her to
accident.
stay. We'll also put her on
Ever
enough of the
since
show
the
that she won't be
war,
mad at the
Aphrodite
party.
has sought out the kindest, the most innocent souls to be her successors. She chooses them because she believes that over time, it might make her a better person. A more worthy person.
Wouldn't it be better if she chose people who were, I don't know, more resilient?
I suppose that depends on your definition of strength, Grace.
I should get back out there.
Yeah, alright. We've already talked to Apollo, I think, about everything he's going to talk to us about, but I don't know why it keeps popping up.
Back again.
I should get back out there.
Okay, yeah, so I think you can just stop in with him after each thing that you do, and he'll have a discussion with you about it. But
I have tried so hard, fought for so long, but in the end, I must bid you all farewell once again. But before I go, I would like us all to remember the sacrifices that brought us here, to this strange new world. This time, it is with the help of our lovely muse that we shall be guided. We let them rise. We let it happen. We waited for
your skin tone has changed.
We thought we shouldn't intervene.
It was more gray-green
wrong.
before.
We were wrong.
I mean, her dress has also shifted.
Since the beginning we were hidden. We held court from up above. 'Twas the golden age of reason, and I the queen of love. But a plague of hate was spreading, and there were vultures standing by. Before we fell to our knees begging, we fell from the sky. We let them rise, we let it happen. We waited for too long. We thought we shouldn't intervene. We were wrong. We were wrong. We had revelry and rebirth, a family all together.
I don't think I picked the right
Till
one.
13 million marching cut us down forever. But Brother Ares made it happen, joined their war without dispute. Now the once mighty immortals are just mud under a boot. We let them take our loved ones, it's what they wanted all along. We thought they were beneath us, we were wrong, we were wrong. I see you have the power, it's a poisonous reward. My virtues only scorn me when I was once adored. Loved by every mortal, then paradise. No one suffered greater till he made his sacrifice. The man that I ignored saved me when I fell. Yes, the husband I abhorred rescued me from hell. I thought it was a joke when it was said to me. He struck a deal with our enemy's enemy, made a secret weapon so my captors let me go. He gave gave up his freedom, leaving just a memory. And this love I'll never know is what he gave to me.
I gotta say that I'm amazed I held my tongue for so long. Not such a fan of this old plan, but who's to say that you're wrong? Now shoulda gotta erase a memory when there's no chance of changing history. This guy that sacrificed his life so you can live in his place. Wish he'd drop by, cause man, I'd die to see the look on you try to hide from your reality, but then come back with regularity. And if you notice a disparity, then what's the meaning of his legacy? Everybody. Who gives a damn about your suffering? Everybody. Who wants to see you be yourself again? Everybody. Who feels your pain in case you're wondering? Everybody. You got the time, but it's the stuttering. Everybody wants to see you fall in love.
Is it what we do now that morons moralize? They beat through their mouths, how could they sympathize?
Damn.
Please, just shut it. Or rain down from above, hate flooded into the drains. I feel nothing of love, only the fear of the chains. Over long forgotten stains. It's not my blood inside these veins. Only human remains. Calling forth. Everybody knows my pain is insurmountable. Everybody fights your attitude detestable. Everybody wants to hold themselves accountable. Everybody have you something more suggestible. Everybody wants to see you fall in love.
I never thought you'd let it get this way.
Yeah, I'm still a little bit hung up on the 2 cage, I'll be honest. There's some implications to how this is, a bad element of it is handled.
Mother, isn't it clear? Your family's here. Everybody can see the agony you're going through. Everybody knows the goddess is inside of you. Everybody keeps repeating what they're meant to do. Everybody I've got to stop it just to prove to you. Everybody wants to see you fall in love.
I don't think we're gonna be able to succeed because we don't have this trait.
Who's gonna help me overcome the war? Everybody. Who's gonna be there when I'm on the floor? Everybody. Who's gonna cry when I walk out the door? Everybody. Cause I'm not gonna do this anymore. Everybody wants to see you, wants to see you fall in love again.
That was a really good song. I like that one.
Mother, is it true? You've chosen to
Live. I have chosen to live.
That's so good. I like this a lot.
I'm so sorry, Venus. I made you so many promises, dearest, and I won't be able to keep them.
My lady, all I ever wanted was for you to be happy. If this is your wish, I'll be with you at every step.
Oh.
I as well. Always.
I hope none of us regret this choice in the days to come. But thank you.
You'll fight this together.
This is the only way you'll get through it. Together, as a family.
Oh.
If there's any chance, Mother, any at all, this is it.
I know, my loves. I hope you're right. Now then, Grace. You needed my help. No doubt regarding Calliope's death. Have you any suspicions as to who might be responsible?
This is so good. Maybe Pan?
I was, thinking maybe Pan.
Pan. Kill Calliope. Tish tosh, I don't believe it.
He showed up at my apartment right after I left Athena's office. He's very suspicious.
You favor him too much, Mother.
Ooh.
I happen to feel there are entities among us
Oh,
far
you
more
feel
sinister.
they're sinister? Oh, I see. Who?
You're thinking of Medusa, aren't you?
Why her?
Okay, I'll bite. Why would this Medusa be
Okay,
involved?
don't say this Medusa.
why
We know
isn't
who
she a
Medusa is.
suspect?
Mother has always distrusted Medusa.
She works for Athena as a watcher. She's everywhere, lurking in the shadows. If you look anywhere, Grace, start with her.
Come now, Mother. It's time you rested. It's been a long night.
It's interesting to contrast how these characters are
If
designed.
I don't,
versus
I suppose you'll both
in
gang up on me
Hades.
again.
I like it. It's cool.
Very well.
It's so nice. I feel like I don't have that much to say about this game other than like it's just good and I like it and I'm enjoying it a lot. Because it's just... I knew it was special. Everyone said it was special. But
So,
all the help
did
you
they have
made
anything helpful?
broke the cycle of her birth and convinced
Maybe?
Aphrodite to live.
What do you know about Medusa?
Medusa? That's a rather dark name to unearth. Are you thinking of seeking her out?
If I can
I
find her.
am. Do you know where she is?
Not really, no. Medusa makes it her business to stay out of sight. Athena employs her as a spy master, a hound to do her bidding, a vicious hound at that. Athena's not likely to tell either of us where to find Medusa. I can't say for certain who would know. Are you all right, Grace? You seem troubled.
She went through so much.
What Aphrodite went through, it's a lot.
Yeah, that's the funny thing about the life of an immortal. It never ends.
Wow. Way to really sell it, Apollo.
There's background audio. That's what it is. There's like
How
a
are
background
things
hum
with Persephone?
in Grace's voice
Is
lines.
she helping as much as you thought?
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't know why. She might still be trying to figure out what use I am to her.
All I mean to ask is, has she said anything?
About...
No, never mind. It's none of my business. Please forget I asked. Give my regards to Persephone when you see her.
That's not suspicious or concerning at all. I can see no reason why I should be worried about that. Also, I don't think we've met a male character who has a shirt that's done up properly.
Apollo, always so dramatic. And well done, by the way. You may be the very first person ever to talk sense into Aphrodite.
Persephone likes me. I do the right thing.
I still don't know if I did the right thing.
Well, it was never up to you, Grace. The choice has always been Aphrodite's. Look at it this way. At least she has a chance now. And whether she uses it, we'll see. I remember the last time I passed on my Eidolon. 1952. I was married to, well, I'd say you'd call him a gangster. More of a thug. A mean, vicious little thug. Persephone saved me from him. Tore his head clean off. But not before he fired a shotgun into her chest.
Jesus.
My chest? Whatever.
Do you remember her?
Do you remember who you were before?
I still am her. Chastity, that is. You can see why I switched names. I remember being disgusted I was ever that weak. Persephone made me strong. But it never really goes away. We all have our sordid history, our personal horrors, building up like sediment around our souls. You can't let it bury you, Grace. You are the only one who can keep your head afloat.
You're incredible.
You're incredible. You know that?
There's no need to be facetious, Grace.
No, really.
I am incredible. It's true. It's good that you recognize this.
Okay, I take it back.
Oh, you can't take it back, Grace. I would have thought you'd learned that by now.
Oh? Are we getting a love song? Also the pomegranates on
After centuries of cruel injustice, everybody working against me, every idol but for one, violent with apathy. We couldn't reach a resolution, but you and I, I'm queen of the underworld, and you, Grace, you. Something seems familiar about you. Have we met some lifetime ago? Gods like me don't have too much to hope for. The rules been fixed throughout the ages, so I have forged a daring path. I would like to make some changes. You see, we can win a revolution, you and I, you and
I love her singing voice. This is so good.
I'm queen of the underworld, and you, Grace, you are a queen. You're old, your dominion, and in my opinion, you're on the right track. It's like they hurt you, defied, or usurped you. It's time that you kick 'em right back. You've got one big mouth on you, don't you? Yet it's me who's closing in. Think I like that mouth on you, won't you? You've overstayed your welcome.
Oh,
Time to go home.
Persephone.
Get out of here, Grace.
Jerk. No, I'm going back. Fuck it, we're talking. You don't get to do that to me. It's mean. She's gonna kick me over as soon as I get there anyways, but still.
Ah, Grace, there you are. Did you end up going to see Pan after all?
He asked me to repay the favor I owe him by helping someone at a place called the Reliquary.
The Reliquary? That's normally off limits to idols.
Oh, so we're
How will you
moving on
even
from
gain
that. I see.
access to it in order to do this favor for him?
He gave me a key.
Well, who knows where he got that? It all seems rather suspicious.
It does seem weird. What's so important about this favor that he needs me to do it right now?
Who knows what Pan really wants, though having a key does afford an opportunity. Hecate runs the Reliquary and has considerable knowledge at her disposal. She might assist your investigation, provided it's written in her bloody book.
Her book?
You'll see. On a different matter, I've had time to do some thinking. After Aphrodite's party, we never really spoke about the Eidolon and Calliope's memories. No doubt you have many questions.
Apollo told me a little about it. He did say I should talk to you, though.
Did he now? Is there anything you'd like to ask?
Will I feel different as I change?
When all these memories start to return, will I feel different?
First, you'll have dreams. Places you've never been, people you've never met. But unlike with normal dreams, these will linger. Then they will come while you're awake. sudden flashes or snippets of deja vu. And sometimes it will seem so real you'll swear you're hallucinating. If there's anything difficult about the process, is that it becomes hard to differentiate between your life and all these other lives you're now recalling.
It does sound confusing.
Confusing and often unpleasant, as not all the memories will be fond ones. But that will pass in time.
Will I still remember my own life?
You said it becomes hard to differentiate your life from the others. How hard, exactly? It'll still be me, right?
Oh, how do I explain this? Grace, would you say that you are who you are because of your experiences? The things you've lived and done?
I guess so, sure.
Well, all the things Calliope has done, and those before her, will now be yours. They will feel like a part of your life as well. Thus, they can't help but shape you. The Grace that is now will be and will have done so much more. Fortunately, you don't have to deal with every memory. Each time the Eidolon passes on, the oldest memories fade, and that helps.
Is fading memories a good thing?
Wait, how is it good that old memories start to fade?
Think of how old we are, Grace. If all those memories returned to you with perfect clarity, they would destroy you.
Yeah, but doesn't that mean you've all forgotten so much?
Well, far more than we remember. The further I think back, the more it becomes a bit of a blur, actually. You'll recall important moments. Some will be mixed up with the stories mortals tell, and you won't be sure which is the memory and which is the story. An idol's memory is a series of islands in a dark ocean, and they become smaller and smaller as they recede into the horizon. It sounds dire, but you become accustomed to it. It just takes time. And now you have all the time in the world.
How many times have you died?
How many times have you died? Can I ask that?
We call it passing on. I've lost track of just how many times I've passed on my Eidolon. A dozen? It's happened less often in more recent eras.
And the one you told me about, the woman married to that gangster, she was the most recent?
I don't think of Chastity as a she. That was me, just as the one my husband blasted with a shotgun was also me. It was one of the few times I wasn't able to prepare my successor. We were friends, yes, but I didn't know what Persephone was, and I had no idea what I'd just become.
That must have been difficult.
It was more difficult taking over my dead husband's territory. Women weren't often mobsters in those days.
You were really a gangster?
Were you really a gangster? I've heard it said, but it sounds...
Let me put it this way. I felt as if I'd been blessed by a dying woman who saved me from a prison of my own making. I didn't know what I was, but I was free. I felt more alive than I'd ever felt before, and strong enough to toss an ox 10 feet. Did I set out to become a mobster? Not exactly. My husband's friends thought I'd murdered him, however, so they came after me. And one thing led to another.
Oh, I see.
Athena found me just as my memories were starting to return. I wasn't permitted to continue doing something so noticeable, so I was carted off to Olympus. It's too bad, really. I was an excellent mobster.
Is it possible to die forever?
Wait, you said that Persephone passed on her Eidolon as she lay dying. What if she had just died?
The Eidolon will keep us alive for a time, even in the most horrific circumstances, in hopes that there's someone to pass it on to.
Oh yeah, she has the vibes.
What if there
of, like,
isn't?
She could
What
do
if
it.
Chastity had died before you were shot?
Well, then the line of Persephone would have ended then and there. Oh, there are some stories that say an Eidolon will go wandering, that it never really dies. Who knows if there's any truth to that? It's not exactly something we've had the opportunity to study. All we know is that many idols have left us forever. They've died, and that's how it happens.
It's a lot to consider. Assuming I'll even have time to worry about it, what with the trial coming.
Either the trial will end poorly, in which case all of this is moot, or it will end well, and you will have plenty of time to digest.
Yeah, thanks for the update.
I'm a realist, Grace. It's what I'm best at. Now then, unless you've something else to ask?
Tell me about Hades.
Are you willing to talk about Hades? If you don't want to, that's fine. I'm just
Incredibly curious how I ended up murdering my husband.
that, yeah.
You know, one might think that my hatred of Hades began when he kidnapped me and forced me to be his bride. But honestly, that wasn't it. I hated my brothers and sisters for letting it happen, but Hades himself terrified me. He had a presence. I mean, one that forever made him the most important man in the room. And me? Oh, I was nothing in comparison. When Hades began doting on me, trying to earn my favor, I swooned that he might deign to think of me that way. For centuries, I actually thought I was in love, that the kidnapping was the best thing that ever happened to me. It's funny how our perspectives change.
It changed.
If you got along with Hades for so long, what changed?
I did. I grew up. I was a trophy for Hades, a conquest that he expected to remain meek and unchanging forever. He went out of his way to keep me small. I slowly realized that, he'd always been that way. Manipulation and arrogance behind the handsome sneer. We battled for centuries. I hated him, and I told him so, but he refused to part with me. He declared that I was his and would stay in the underworld where I belonged.
And that's when you killed him?
That's when I killed him, yes. The first time one idol had ever murdered another. Thank you very much.
You were punished, right?
I'm guessing the other idols weren't thrilled with you killing Hades.
Well, yeah, they didn't know what to do with me. And Athena was furious that the most powerful remaining idol had been lost. See, this was before the war and before all the new rules. The chorus had never once contemplated execution, but they certainly considered it then. In the end, they decided it was better to humiliate me. They ensured I did not benefit from Hades' murder, and stripped the throne I had wrested from his grasp.
Which you weren't happy about.
I asked them where they were all those years while I pleaded for help. I was held captive, and what was I expected to do? What, lie down and take it forever because Hades was more useful to them alive? No. I stopped doing what was expected of me the day I slit his throat. May he rot in Tartarus with the Titans for all eternity.
How'd you end up running a nightclub?
How did you go from ruling the underworld to opening a nightclub named after it?
I won it in a bet with Dionysus, god of merriment.
Okay, there has to be a story there.
Well, the story is that he was a fool, but a charming one with many patrons.
I want to see Dionysus.
They built him a nightclub as his personal playground. And it was a grand old time for Dionysus in the 1970s, I assure you. But he didn't know how to run a business. By the time disco was ready to die, so was his stupid club.
Aww.
So I offered to make it profitable. If I succeeded, he would turn ownership over to me. He accepted because, frankly, all he wanted to do was drink anyhow. I was successful. The club became mine, and I kicked Dionysus out for never paying his tab.
Sucks to be him.
Dionysus ever sobers up, he might decide to be sore about it, but so far, that hasn't happened.
What's the deal with you and
What's
Apollo?
the deal between you and Apollo? The way you two fight.
I've told you how he and the other idols stood by and let me rot with Hades, did I not?
It seems more personal than that.
Okay, there's an old saying that no one escapes the underworld. But that's not true. I did. Once. Not long after Hades kidnapped me. I was homesick, and I missed my mother. Corone took pity on me and allowed me across the Styx. And after that, Grace, I waded through darkness itself to get out of there. Hades chased after me relentlessly, but I evaded him, right up until I got to the very slopes of Olympus. And who do you suppose was the first idol I met?
Uh-oh.
Apollo stood there. I cried out to him, begging him not to let Hades take me, and yet Apollo did as he has always done. Absolutely nothing. Hades was thrilled, and I knew then and there I could never rely on my so-called family for anything, ever again.
Tell me about the
I'd
idols
like to
a bit.
know a little more about the idols. I am one now, right?
What constitutes a little more in this instance?
Well, what are we? Where did we come from? If an idol is a soul that moves from person to person, it must have started somewhere, right?
Ah, the big question, to which the answer is nobody knows. I remember the original Persephone only vaguely. Indeed, I'm not even certain she was the original. Was there something before her? How did she get her idol on? I couldn't tell you. Evidently, we wrote little down in those early days, or were forbidden to, and our memories only stretch back so far. Anything beyond that simply isn't.
Oh. How can you know? Tell me more about Calliope.
Tell me more about Calliope. You and her were good friends, right?
We were.
And
if you had told me a decade ago that I would become close to one of the muses, I would have laughed in your face. I always considered them Apollo's creatures. Calliope, Clio, and Talia. Vapid, frivolous gods who handed off their eidolon to any artist who took their fancy. Every time I met one of them, they were someone else. Apollo called them the Sisters of Beauty, no matter their gender. Can you imagine that? That's such a stupid name.
I
I
should
never
transparent.
thought of that. Do idols change gender a lot?
Well, we tend to seek out successors
No
like
one
ourselves.
thinks she was just like partially
but
transparent.
It happens.
Weird.
With the muses, it happened frequently. Everywhere Apollo went, they surrounded him like a gaggle of ducklings, just like him to gather his own fans.
How'd you end up being friends with
If you
her?
disliked the muses so much, how did you end up becoming friends with Calliope?
Well, she sought me out. She'd become more and more unhappy on Olympus, so she decided to leave just as I had, long before. Calliope asked for my help, and I laughed in her face. Go ask one of your sycophant mortals, I told her. I mean, surely one of them has some threadbare couch you can sleep on.
Wow.
Typically, she was undeterred. She didn't just want a place to stay. She said she wanted to learn how to be truly independent from an idol who had mastered it. What can I say? I mean, I am a sucker for a well-timed compliment. I took her in. Apollo was furious. He and Calliope were barely speaking, but he was certain she'd come crawling back to Olympus. Oh, it made taking her in all the sweeter.
So you became friends after you took her
After
in.
you took Calliope in, that's when you became friends?
Well, no, not right away. I wasn't looking for a friend. What I was looking for was an opening act in the club. Calliope entertained here for years, and then eventually turned from performing to attracting new acts. She was in her element. She and I, we warmed up to each other eventually. She was more capable than I expected, and I adored her furious rants.
Calliope didn't seem like the furious type when I met her. That's hard to picture.
Oh, then you didn't really meet her. She was an idealist, and nobody could ever quite live up to her standards for very long. Her brothers and sisters, least of all. The idols needed to change, she said. They were withering away in the shadows, diminished and unwilling to save their own skins. When I joined the chorus, she expected me to change everything, as if I could single-handedly override Athena. I was to be her champion, and together we would bring revolution to the idols. Well, I was yet another disappointment. She left the club, but I gave her a place to live. We were supposed to stay in touch, but you know how it went from there.
What happened to the other muses?
What happened to the other muses? You mentioned 2 others. Were they lost in the war?
One of them was, though not like you think. The day we were to leave on the ship, Talia simply never showed up.
Do you know what happened to her?
We never heard from her again. Apollo thrashed about in mourning, but, Talia had been fading away for years. It wasn't a surprise to the rest of us.
What about the other muse, Cleo?
Died long before. A victim at the hands of a mortal man, when she no longer possessed the power to bedazzle him. As I understand it, he kept her in a cage as a pet until her eidolon shriveled up and perished. He was dead before she was.
Ugh, that's pretty dark.
Yes, well, we come by our wariness of mortals honestly, Grace.
That's all I can think of for now. I'll see you around.
I don't think that would be constructive.
Yes, that's where I'll be. Around.
Let's just go to the reliquary. We only have so much time.
When I opened that shipping container, I was expecting, I don't know, rats.
Yeah.
Instead we have... Where the hell are we?
The reliquary.
It's hard to say. Weren't we going to some kind of library?
That's how Pan described it. He said it was a, what's the word? A reliquary?
That is where relics are kept, like magic items, like when we played D&D.
This is nothing like D&D.
Well, I don't know about you, Grace, but if a dragon came flying out of that mist, I would not be the least bit surprised.
You are such a nerd.
Speaking of, how much do you actually know about Hecate and this idol you're supposed to help?
About the idol?
The idol we're here to help is named Asterion.
And you know who that is, right?
No.
You were thinking
Should
of
I?
Swing. Yeah.
That's the Minotaur's real name. You know, big bullhead, horns, lives in a giant labyrinth.
Pan did not mention that.
Why am I not surprised?
Who's the Minotaur in love with?
This Minotaur. You don't think he might be dangerous, do you?
Well, traditionally he eats people, but he was also supposed to have been slain by the hero Theseus.
Well, not so slain after all. Pan says he
Is
has
he
a
going to be
problem
in
with his
love with
love life.
Theseus?
Maybe he needs to stop eating all his girlfriends? Okay, I knew that sounded wrong the moment I said it.
Tell me about Hecate.
Do you know anything about this Hecate? It's not a name that rings bells.
Let's see. Well, she was the goddess of witchcraft, the really dark
Yeah, he was
kind.
slain. Like in all the artwork you
But
see
she's
from
never really
Hades.
portrayed as evil. She was more of an outsider, lived alone, off in her little corner of the underworld. Do you think that's where we could be? Oh, that is so cool. I bet knowledge is important to her. It could be an angle if you talk to her.
I mean, yeah, obviously. She's... Okay. You're amazing.
I'm so glad I brought you, Freddy. I wouldn't know the first thing about any of this.
Nah. Well, I hope it's actually helpful to tell you these things.
Why wouldn't it be?
Because it could all be wrong. I would have never pegged Apollo for a surfer dude with confidence issues.
I've never pegged Apollo. Goddamn.
Yeah, good point.
We should go in.
We should go inside instead of standing out here in the fog.
It's more of a mist, really.
A mist potentially full of monsters.
In we go, then. Are you really planning on doing that favor for Pan?
Meddle in love lives? Sweet Talk, the goddess of witchcraft? Freddy, who are you dealing with?
The master meddler and sweet talker.
Damn straight.
I look forward to seeing you in operation. There's no way at all
Thank
this
you for
could
the
go
hydration check,
poorly.
Bits. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. Ooh. Presumably this is Hecate. I mean, it could be the Minotaur, I guess, which would be funnier, but it feels like a safe bet that it's Hecate.
I guess the Titan thing is literal, huh?
Mortals within the reliquary. Who permits this intrusion, this sacrilege? This knowledge is not meant for the likes of you. I shall grind you into the dust from whence you came.
Let me introduce myself.
I am really sorry if we startled you. My name is Grace. We've never met before,
Damn it,
but
Gnomes.
I'm the new muse.
And I'm Freddie. Big fan.
Freddie.
If I broke a rule, I apologize. Pan didn't mention anything about that, I'm afraid.
You are Grace?
Oh.
Then Calliope is dead. Is that now? I thought that was not for another 11 months yet.
Yes, that's now. Or very recently, anyway. I guess you don't get much news here in wherever this is.
It is between places, crafted by my own hand from the ether. Here in the books are written all things, past, present, and things that are yet to occur. Yes, it's
Hey,
right
Monaco.
here.
I think we're probably gonna get this
Calliope
song pretty
joins
quickly.
Grace's band. They become friends. Months later, there is an automobile accident, and...
An accident? No, that's not what happened.
Are you saying the books are wrong?
They're wrong about this. Calliope was murdered just a few days ago.
That is impossible.
Hecate, come on, you've got to know this sort of thing can happen.
I don't know what to tell you.
You will explain. We will both sit, and you will explain. There will be tea.
Oh, okay, well that makes it better.
Curious. It is clear something unanticipated has occurred, something outside the realm of fate.
Is that even possible?
It is, but I must follow the threads back to their source to find the origin of the deviation.
She would never spill tea.
It may take years of research.
Years? I don't have years.
That is unfortunate. If there is nothing else, I must ask you both to leave so I may begin at once.
She seems like to take it too serious. If you told her to spill the tea, she would take it too
Is there no way
literally.
to speed that up? Whoever's behind it might be the murderer.
Such threads are not so easily untangled. I must consult the Moirai, if indeed they are not the ones responsible.
The Moi what?
Oh,
You might know them as the Fates. They, or any beings of a sufficiently cosmic nature, have the power to undo the order of things.
That does not sound good.
Certainly not. They are also not beings I can summon at a whim to solve your mystery. I am sorry.
Can I meet Asterion?
Actually, I came here to speak to Asterion. If, he is here.
A visitor for Asterion? How strange.
Oh, are we doing guests? Is that a thing?
Not him doing the like.
I didn't know.
Wow, okay. Freddie was right.
As if there was any doubt.
My old friend, this is Grace. She is our muse from the line of Calliope, and it is she who asked for you.
Can we talk?
Hi there. Can we talk? Somewhere in private?
Talk? What, you and me? Why? What about?
You know, about a delicate matter that maybe you needed help with?
Oh, nope. No, I have no idea what you're talking about. No delegates here.
There you have it, Grace. I believe now is the time when you leave.
But there must be some mistake.
There is no mistake. Not this time.
Girl, you just
Are you sure
learned
about
that magic went
Because I'm not going.
wrong. No?
It is written.
Did you hear that? Pan sends me all this way and Asterion won't even talk to us?
Maybe there's another Asterion?
Yeah, more likely Pan's got me chasing my tail.
This was pointless.
Well, I don't think we're getting back inside. Do you have another plan?
Sing and draw them out.
I don't know if my powers will even work on Hecate, but it's worth a shot.
Ooh, a musical number. Do you think this one could be... do you hear what I'm hearing?
Oh.
Oh, you still here? I had to run the entire... Oh, that's a long way, innit?
Alright, what's your deal, Minotaur?
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to send you away, alright? I just couldn't tell you, not in front of Kate.
Kate?
Kate?
Long way.
You don't mean...
Okay, bro.
Oh, that is so cute.
I heard what you said about Calliope. I can help you. I really, really can. It has to be you. I am so in love with my dear sweet Kate. I just don't know how to tell her. Please, help me tell her.
You're in love with Hecate?
Let me get this straight. You're in love with Hecate.
I mean, that was kind of a
That
predictable one, I feel like. That's not super surprising.
Kate is... She's just the best. Like, she knows everything, and she always smells so good.
This is Travis Kelce and Taylor
Like, she's
Swift.
so
Taylor
nice to me,
Swift
and
is
she
an
doesn't even
eldritch
have to
being.
be. And we got stuck in the tower together because we can't live in the mortal world. I know I could make her happy. Well, I want to try. Oh, won't you help me?
Why not talk to
Have you
her?
tried, I don't know, talking to her about how you feel? I take that as a no.
I don't have the words. I've tried. Every time I end up knocking over a table or killing a cat or
Yeah,
talking
for
about how
real.
sometimes
Stuff
meat
in
has
the
that
spine,
grisly
buddy.
texture I don't like.
You killed her cat? Oh, no.
Oh.
It was a small cat. I panicked. I'm just not good at words. Right? Really not good.
How did not being good at words... Okay. Let's assume I help
Okay,
you.
so you're in love with Hecate. What is it you think I can do?
A muse knows about poetry and the heart and how to make words beautiful. All I want is to ask her, but I need good words. You know, please say you'll help me.
What will you do? in
I do
return?
this and you'll help me in return, right?
Athena made Kate swear she's not allowed to say anything about what happens at the tower. But she never made me swear. Maybe she never thought anyone would ask. But I'll tell you, even if Kate doesn't like it, I'll tell you.
If I do this first.
If you help me, any trouble will be worth it.
What if she turns you down?
Hecate might say no. You know that, right?
Well, she probably will. I mean, she's Kate. And I'm me. But just once, I'd like to be able to ask her, you know, to say it out loud instead of thinking it. I'll still help you. No matter what she says. I promise.
Okay. I have an idea.
Yeah.
You do? Well, you do?
Something
You,
with little
my
fingers
bullish
tapping
friend, are gonna sing your little heart out.
Grace always has the best ideas.
I'll set up a vibe and you go for it.
I'm not great at words. I'm more of a dancer.
Just speak from the heart. Be honest. You can do it.
She can inspire the better
You cast a
words out of
spell
him.
on me. Not literally, obviously, but I feel in summary, you and me are meant to be. 'Cause you put a hex on me. You didn't do it to me directly. I'm not blaming you specifically, just that metaphorically. Shit, can someone help me?
It's okay. Okay, what are some of the things you love about her?
Hecate, with you there's so much to love. Oh,
I'm not saying you're fat.
Minotaur.
Did not just say that. Tell her something she doesn't know about herself.
Katie, to me, you know you in rapture?
Ooh, good word.
Is your pallid skin, your lips are so thin, your love of books.
Asterian, I have but one thought. Why is it that you seem so distraught?
I love
Are you
this.
saying you're in love with me? You couldn't possibly. Really?
Oh, you're doing great. Give it another go.
You've cast a spell on me. It's a feeling that's killing me. But let's say categorically, oh Katie, it's just you and me.
Keep charming her. I want to see how this goes.
Katie, yeah, that's what I've always called you.
This is adorable.
It sounds juvenile, but that name makes me smile. I've always wanted to tell you. Anyways, as friends, I'm only a fraction of what I can be. I mean, I'll still make you tea, but don't you want more than tea?
Is this what you truly wish to do? This love could easily fall.
I think, yeah, like I wanted to let her.
If we ceased to be, it's a possibility.
I wanted him to get all his words out there before she might have said no.
Oh god, he's looking pretty bad.
Hecate, it could be this spell on me has blinded my eyes from what you can see. If there's even the smallest possibility of losing you somehow, I'll take it back now. I'm finished, could someone please rescue me?
I'm gonna step in and help him a little bit.
It's a disaster, Grace, help me!
Hecate, if you don't mind, I'll take the floor because I feel obliged to help this Minotaur. He's a bit absurd, he gets stuck on a word, but he flies like a bird when you walk in the door. Could the love of your life be right under your chin? Well, there's no need to guess, he's already moved in.
Please understand, Grace, it's not him I can't face. My heart is a difficult place to admire. Hot coals at its core, burned so many before, yet he carries this torch, unaware of the fire.
This could be fun.
Hey, will you dance with me? Oh, never mind. You know, this isn't the first time I've pretended to dance with you.
Aww.
Yes, twirl!
Do a twirl.
Could live under a shell. I don't need your answer, you know me too well. This love is my truth, and I know in my soul that the magic in here is beyond our control.
It's true, there's a part of me that yearns for more. If I had my pick, it'd be you I adore. Not all this written, powers greater than fate. Give meaning to
It is very
what
Beauty
the
and the
world
Beast. It
puts
is really.
on our plate. Yet
It is giving that a
even
little bit.
so, this could all go astray.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Aww.
He's bared his soul, so what's the debate? Will you let him in before it's too late?
You deserve a love story. I like that Freddy gets to be like the muse's assistant. That's kind of
Asterian,
Kate?
it seems you've cast a spell on me.
Aww.
You will not regret this.
Not yet. It is written.
You've cast a spell on me.
To think I shall have my own story.
You've cast a spell on me.
And we shall write it together.
You've cast a spell on me.
A tale of romance and glory.
You've cast a spell on me.
But do we we have enough leather?
You've cast a spell on me.
Enough leather. That's cute.
Well, that was diverting. You felt this way the entire time, Asterion, and you said nothing?
I didn't think I was worthy. I mean, look at me. I'm only, half a man.
You have been a devoted friend over the long and lonely years, Asterion. I only wish I had realized sooner we could have been more. As for you, Grace, I thank you for arranging this diversion, however it came to pass.
Wasn't it written?
I don't get it. Didn't you know this would happen? Wasn't it written?
Of course it was. It was also written that I would be unaware of Asterion's feelings until he spoke them to me.
But you knew that.
I follow the rules. It is written.
You could help me.
You know, there is a way to repay me. I still need to find out who killed Calliope.
I fear I am oath-sworn to discuss no matters that occur within these halls.
But all I need is...
If there are revelations from my investigation into the abnormality, you shall be informed. Come, Asterion, I wish to speak of this further, and find an appropriate outfit.
Wait for me outside, yeah?
What fucking tin can was that one recorded with?
How long are we supposed to wait? It's been over an hour.
Meant to be. Love
I'm
blossomed
sure
in
it's
the
fine,
unlikeliest
Grace.
of
I doubt the
places.
Minotaur would break his promise. Say, what'd I tell you?
Whew. You still here?
I'm gonna kiss
I'm
and
sorry.
tell.
Kate had a lot to say.
Everything okay?
Everything's okay, I hope?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it was so wonderful. Kate just wanted to talk about feelings and that, which, well, neither of us are good at. Right, so, I suppose you want to know how Calliope broke into the reliquary that night.
She did what?
No, we didn't know anything about that. Do you mean the night she died?
Oh, well, I thought you already knew. Yeah, the night Calliope died, she broke in somehow. Thing is, we know she didn't take anything or even touch anything. I just remember the alarms, and I chased after her.
Did you find
You
her?
chased Calliope, but did you ever catch up with her?
No. If I'd have caught her, I'd have brought her back and Kate would have gotten answers out of her. All I know is that she was hurt, bleeding bad, but I don't know why. I
So
wanted
she
to help
broke
her,
in
but she got away in the fog. Then I ran into Medusa.
Wait, what? Medusa? Here?
Yeah. Well, she's not normally here. I think maybe she was chasing after Calliope too.
How was she wounded?
How could Calliope have been wounded?
I don't know. Maybe Medusa did it. Probably not, though. I never saw Medusa near the reliquary, just out in the fog, so she never even got that close.
So whatever happened to Calliope happened inside the reliquary.
I guess. But we don't have anything that would attack anyone. Especially not an idol.
So someone else. But they did it inside the reliquary.
If so, they vanished after.
What was Medusa doing here?
She was chasing after Calliope too, I think, but she wouldn't say why. I asked.
Seems pretty convenient. Her just out there suddenly.
Yeah, that part's weird. I've never seen her near the reliquary before.
Couldn't Medusa have broken in like Calliope did?
Yeah, but I chased Calliope from the reliquary. If Medusa had been there, I would have seen her.
Has alarms?
Did you say the reliquary has alarms? Like burglar alarms, cameras?
Oh, no, nothing like that. It just has a lot of protections. Magic.
I don't know magic, actually.
Oh, well, it's just meant to keep the dangerous stuff from being touched. It was set off, so something happened in the reliquary. We just, don't know what exactly.
How'd you get inside?
Those alarms don't go off if someone breaks into the reliquary? They don't detect intruders?
Well, normally nobody does that.
Calliope did. Someone else could have.
Yeah, but the alarms are just to protect all the books and relics. That's it. Whatever Calliope did here, it was enough to set off the alarms. That's all I know.
What kind of relics?
What relics are there? Maybe Calliope was looking for one, but couldn't find it before...
Yeah, that I'm not supposed to say.
Do you have the golden fleece, the shield of Zeus, the sword of Damocles? Is it suspended?
God damn
You
it.
know a lot about that stuff for a mortal.
So it's all real?
I can neither confirm nor deny any of that. All I know is that nothing got used and nothing got taken.
How do you know nothing?
How do you know Calliope didn't touch or take anything?
Kate knows everything in the reliquary, right down to the last book. She's been looking, but she can't figure if anything was touched. It makes her so mad not to know. And it made Athena pretty mad too.
Really?
Athena got involved?
Yeah, when Kate finally told her, Athena wants Kate to keep investigating, but it doesn't look good.
So Athena knows what
Athena
happened.
knows what happened here the night Calliope died?
Yeah, Kate told her a day or so later, I think. We didn't know Calliope died that night, though.
What? Athena didn't mention it?
Nope. Not that that's weird. She's not the chatty
That's a
type,
little
you know.
weird.
She came in all quiet and cool, wanted to know who was here that night and what Calliope might have wanted. She swore Kate to silence. Not me, though. Guess she's not as smart as Kate.
This means Calliope came here the night she died. This is where she was attacked.
But we don't know by whom.
Well, this is the second time Medusa's name has come up. That can't be a coincidence.
Well, she's super scary, but, you know she works for Athena, right? I thought maybe that's why she was here, but Athena said she didn't know about it.
That does seem suspicious.
If that's all you need, then I have to go. Kate will be so mad if she finds me gone. Good luck, Muse.
You okay there, friendo?
I'm thinking about Calliope.
I'm just thinking about Calliope. What happened to her here? Whatever she was trying to do, she probably didn't succeed.
Unless she was just trying
She
to set
ran
off the
from
alarm.
here, dying, maybe straight to our apartment.
Because you were her last hope.
Yeah. What if she hadn't made it? She must have known.
One thing at a time, Grace. You'll figure it out. I know you will.
I guess so. Next thing is to go back to Pan. Tell him his favor is done.
What an adventure.
Sorry?
You're just lucky, Grace. Luckier than you think. You go do what you have to, and I'll meet you back at the apartment, okay?
Pan! I hope you're here, because I don't know where else to look for you.
Of course I'm here, Grace. Where else would I be but amongst the trees and the wild things? I really must thank you, by the by. Asterion is simply over the moon, and he's already repaid me with this select tome from the reliquary.
You wanted a book?
That's why you did all this? Because you wanted some book?
Not just some book, but a tome from the forbidden depths.
I don't know. I like that game so much.
I doubt Hecate would be pleased.
Oh, most assuredly not.
I don't know if I do.
Neither would Athena, which makes it all the more delicious. I trust you got what you needed. More
I've never heard of
grist
that
for
one
the
before,
mill
yeah.
of
I'll
your
have to look it up more.
innocence, as it were.
Yeah, it has that same sort of art style, I think. I learned a lot.
It's quite the coincidence. The place you sent me just happens to be the place Calliope was attacked.
That is quite the coincidence. You must be very grateful.
It's just hard to trust a coincidence that big.
You have no reason to be suspicious. I know nothing of what happened to Calliope at the reliquary. I suppose the question at the heart of this is, do you believe me?
Why would I? You're enjoying this.
You're enjoying this, aren't you? This tit for tat, back and forth.
I'll enjoy it if you're enjoying it.
Well, I'm not enjoying it.
Oh my, aren't you a delight? Even if you haven't answered the question, Don't think I didn't notice. I've never lied to you, Grace, and I never shall. If you're looking for innocence, however, well, I'm afraid that's one thing I cannot provide.
What if I discover you're lying to me after all?
You'll do what you do, and I'll do what I do, and we'll see where that takes us.
I hope it's somewhere good. Somewhere I'm not on trial.
Oh, my. You do know how to spoil the mood, don't you?
Oh, baby.
If I can make a suggestion, live the high life. Throw caution to the wind.
That's your suggestion?
And why not, unless you truly prefer Persephone forever running hot and cold? Take my hand, Grace. Take my hand.
I'm not gonna give up on Persephone because you say so.
You'd rather she gave up on you first? Do you truly prefer such misery before you,
Before I die? You don't have any hope for me, do you? You're just taking what you can get before it's over.
You'll want to find Medusa, I suppose.
Yeah, her name keeps coming up.
You'll find Medusa at a dingy little club appropriately named the Viper's Nest. Give her my regards. But do be careful if you call on her, Grace. Medusa is a hideous monster and should be treated as such.
Okay, I need to run to the bathroom. I will be right back. I'm also going to refill some water, so. See you in just... I was going to run the ad so it was out of the way for now, but unfortunately can't. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. All right. Yeah, I'm kind of curious what Medusa's hideous monster vibe is going
Viper's
to be.
Nest. Scariest part of town, no sign. Just that one dude glaring at everyone. Well, I'm here now. Just another day in the life of an idol.
Oh, there you are. Man, this place is the worst. I think someone peed on me.
Freddy?
What are you doing here?
What, you thought I wouldn't notice you skulking off? You didn't even bring any equipment, Grace.
Freddie, I left you behind for a reason. Don't you realize how dangerous this could be?
Do you not realize how dangerous this could be?
Yeah, but I'm an idol. You're...
If there's a jest about to come out of your mouth, Grace, so help me, I will slap it back in. Look, you're gonna need some backup in there, okay? Do you even know anything about Medusa?
I turn people
Do you
into
think
stone.
she actually turns people to stone?
Let's hope not, or this could be a short visit. Or a really, really long one.
I'm serious.
Perseus used a mirror to reflect Medusa's gaze back at her. Oh, maybe you could use your phone.
Tracy Jackson.
You think that would work?
Unless you brought a mirror, Grace, it's all you got.
Freddie's funny. I like her.
Okay, I'll bite. What do you know about Medusa?
Well, you know she was human once, right? And she was cursed?
Apollo mentioned it, yeah.
Cursed by Athena. Or so one of the stories goes, anyway.
But doesn't she work for Athena?
Hey, don't look at me. My knowledge of this stuff stops at a few thousand years ago.
She was once human, but she's definitely a monster, right?
Yeah, one of the worst. But, you know, so was the Minotaur.
Asterion said she was scary. I have a feeling she's not.
He finds
like him.
everything scary. He seems like a bit of a coward.
Then I guess you need to be prepared for the possibility that she is as bad as the legends say. Though some of the stories also say that she was wronged by Athena and that what was done to her was an injustice.
And Athena just follows the rules, right?
Let's do
Okay,
this.
enough talking. Time to do this.
You have a plan for how we're getting inside, I hope?
Maybe. You're here to help?
Always.
Then I have a plan.
We can just confront the enforcer. Yeah, Freddie, she's gonna be so hot.
Grace, you're not... of course you are.
Hi there.
Viper's Nest is closed. Private party.
Medusa will
You should
see.
let me in. Medusa will want to see me.
Uh-huh. And why would that be?
Because I'm the muse. And I'm willing to bet Medusa makes exceptions for idols.
Go on in. I'll send word to the boss you've arrived.
See? Easy. We just gotta be confident. What's wrong with being confident? Wait, we're starting a song, aren't we? What?
What a long day.
Okay, so a little bit monstrous. Yes, I can't keep your rules. Exactly.
Dreaming of tonight, this sacred.
Well, we're leaving Freddie outside so she doesn't get munched by Medusa. I think we're being kind to her.
Hello, who's that there? You've messed up my flow. Just get your drink, girl, and take your seat. Oh, it's the muse. There are sacred bites, and then there's this sacred bite. So wrong, so right. I'm really gonna hate myself tonight.
Right, let's play. I'm sure you can bite, okay. But you get a fight today. You're fighting Grace this time. And this time's mine.
Medusa's vibe is cool. I like
This
it.
time.
For centuries, these heroes got sent to me. Each one of them bent to me.
Not meant to be this time.
This time and all time.
This time's mine.
This time's mine. This time just
This
like
time
every time.
is mine.
Now look
What'd you say, Grace? You okay, Grace? Where's the game face this time? You are currently experiencing something I like to call the preparation. Any questions or comments? That's right, it is widely known that I can turn folks to stone. But oh, I won't this time. Because this time I find dine that oozy musy bloods my wine this time. Look into me. Oh, she's looking away. Hey, look
You flipped that hood. Then out came the snakes. You're so good. Finally, some stakes. Oh, the ice thing. What a difference an actual monster makes. Uttering muses
helps me relax.
I should sound out Athena about your naughty night snacks. Me and Athena need to touch base. I'll say what I've seen.
I'm getting quite keen to chew off that face. Now look
Fuck, I don't think I had picked in time.
Listen, Medusa. She's ashamed of what you do, but she never stops using you. Hey, I'd be a monster too. I'd be like you, big time. And it's time to realize you're the victim of a crime.
lost, little girl. No more Hail Marys. We both know the victims, you, the monsters, me.
You don't know, you don't know.
I do know that you didn't
Kill Calliope. So you know that it's true that I didn't do it.
No.
Yes, you do know, you know. Does that mean Athena knows?
No. Fine, Grace.
Don't you see, Medusa? You are just her tool. Your queen's a user. You're Athena's fool, Persephone. She's a friend to me. We can get you free.
You think that will hurt me, child? You have not done your homework.
Oh, sorry, just trying to get your attention. Yeah, I've been watching, and I'm willing to bet you can't turn me to stone before I burn your snakes off.
Hey, stand down, Freddy. Let's give Medusa some space.
Yeah, okay. I'm watching her, though.
You ready to talk?
Oh, fine. Fine. What exactly is it that you want, pretty muse?
Did you try to eat Calliope too?
You can start by telling me whether you tried to eat Calliope like you just tried to eat me.
Blast! This is why I didn't tell Lady Athena. I knew it would come back to haunt me. I only followed pretty Calliope to the reliquary. I never spoke to her, never even caught up to her. I swear it.
That's what Asterion told us, more or less.
But you were there that night.
Yes, I admit it. Ugh, Lady Athena will have my head. She'll mount it on a pike. Whatever you might think of me,
Oh,
I had
is
no
it?
part in the Muse's death. I did not
Oh, I
even know
thought it sounded
she'd been
familiar, but she's got such a
attacked
different
until I
tone
saw her
to it.
fleeing.
Oh my god, that's so good. Wait, like... Jolly Vimani. Yeah, what else did she... I didn't know that. I've looked... Oh yeah, she's in it. Yeah, she's Medusa. Crazy. Because I remember when I did the video ages ago about character design in Overwatch, I looked through her IMDb to just kind of see what else she'd been in, to see, like, her and everyone else, just to kind of see what they'd done. But I wonder if maybe this came out... When did... Hold on. When did Stray Gods come out? August. Oh, it would have been after... Okay, maybe that's... The game came out after the video did. Okay, that makes more sense. Interesting. Yeah, that was really interesting. Her voice sounds more familiar when she's speaking, but like obviously she's putting on such an affect for it. It's really good.
Astarion said he caught up with you out in the fog. Is that right?
I thought he was the one who had attacked her. He is a great beast of a creature.
He killed Hecate's cat by accident, but this still seems hard to believe.
Yeah,
Yes,
Caroline
I
Orvas is in a
only
lot of
realized
stuff.
my mistake once I caught up to him, and by then the muse was gone.
And you never found her afterwards?
I thought she might flee to her pretty home, or to the sharp and prickly Persephone. She did neither.
Yeah, she came to see me.
Why were you following
You
Calliope?
followed Calliope to the reliquary. Why were you shadowing her at all?
I am Lady Athena's spy master, yes. Calliope has been trouble from time to time.
So you were spying on her?
I keep watch over every idol who no longer lives in Olympus, but especially Calliope. When I realized she was headed to the reliquary that eve, I followed. I had a duty to Athena.
Did you find out why
Did
she
you
was
ever
there?
find out why Calliope went there?
I was never close enough to ask. When I drew near to the reliquary, that is when I saw the muse fleeing. She was frightened, blooded, dying.
Let me guess, that made you hungry.
I gave chase, yes, but to discover the truth. I knew Lady Athena would wish to know.
That does make sense from your perspective.
Yeah.
I didn't learn the truth until later. And then it was far too late.
How can we believe
Why
you?
should we believe you? You did just try to eat me, remember?
I am telling you the truth.
Right, and not at all trying to cover your own ass.
You presented an opportunity. Oh, to taste the sweet, sweet blood of a hero once again. It's a problem. I've been working on it, I really have.
Uh-huh.
Well, what of Pan? The only reason I knew Calliope was going to the reliquary is because he informed me.
Pan is certainly looking suspicious here.
So much for never lying to me.
What were the odds, honestly?
Cat.
Let's.
Yeah, I'm gonna
put a
upload the
pin in
VoDs
that for
as
the
soon as I
moment, shall we?
can. I'm
I
gonna split it
am
up
a
into each
monster.
different acts
It's
too, so
true, I
it'll be a
do
little bit
not
more
deny it.
digestible.
It's still, I did not kill the muse.
But I hope you at least rest assured I'm enjoying myself very, very much. This
You
has been a
haven't
really
told
good
Athena
game.
any of this?
Do I need to light things up again? 'Cause I'll do it.
I told her Calliope was at the reliquary that night. I did not tell her I was
Excuse me.
also there.
Why not? Wouldn't Athena find out from Hecate anyway?
I was not thinking clearly. I panicked. Lady Athena barely tolerates my presence as it is. If she thought I was involved in any way, if she even suspected.
That's enough questions.
Okay, let's say we believe you. For the moment.
Whatever you do, pretty muse, I beg you. Do not tell Athena of my indiscretion. Show mercy. I know what I am horrifies you. It horrifies me as well. I cannot help what I am. I did not ask to be cursed like this.
I'll think about it.
Indiscretion, huh? That's quite the word for it.
I cannot apologize for my hunger.
I can only apologize that I am
Hey
so
Destiny,
very weak
welcome
in the
in. It's
face of
okay. All the VoDs will also be uploaded and recorded. I thought about DMing you about it, but I didn't want to be annoying during the holidays.
No idol. If Lady Athena
I
should
hope you're
learn the
doing well.
truth,
How's it going? How's your day been?
I hope you find what you seek, pretty muse. And that we meet again someday. And sing a different song.
Oh. Poor Medusa. Like heroes before you.
He knew. Right from the start, Pan knew Calliope was there that night.
Destiny.
Yeah, and who could have foreseen that he was
Yeah, I had
lying
to-
to you the entire
I
time?
had to move it forward because my
Ooh,
sister
I ask
bought
you,
tickets
a
for all of
mystery
us
even
for
the Oracle couldn't have
Cirque du
penetrated.
Soleil. And like she gave us the tickets on Christmas, and I was very, very excited. But then I saw on the day it was like December 27th at 7:30 p.m. and I was like, okay, there's no way, like, 'cause I want to play through the game all in one stretch because I think it's kind of best that way, and also I don't really have the time to do it in a bunch of different streams. And I was like, you know what, we'll just move it up a little bit earlier, and I thought it would work. But also, we still got lots of time left. There's still a few good hours of this. Pen might
There
still
could be a good
innocent.
explanation. Oh, Grace, just so sweet, so
Also, I hope you're
willing to
feeling
see the
well. I hope
best
you're
in
not sick.
everyone. Anyhow, you
Or at
probably
least I
have a
hope
few
you're recovering
questions for
well from
Mr.
it.
Goatman. I'll see you at home.
I don't want to flirt with her a bunch and then break her heart. I think I've kind of settled on Persephone. Oh, that's rough.
Hey, I really appreciate all your help, Fred.
Not bad.
Right? I
Yeah.
am so good at this. Who needs to be an idol?
Is this where you offer to be my kick-ass high priestess?
Am I not already? Seriously, am I not?
Because I already broke Pan's heart. Yes, drink lots of water.
Oh, if it isn't, the lovely Grace?
You knew. Right from the start, you knew Calliope was there that night.
Well, yes.
Yeah, Pan
She asked
Pan
for
gets
the
what he
key and I
gets.
gave it to her, no questions asked. I told you I didn't know what happened to Calliope, and that's the truth. I did not. So I nudged you in the right direction.
What aren't you telling me?
So you were what? Just trying to be helpful? You still aren't telling me something.
What possible reason would I have to...
Tell me, right now.
Medusa learned that Calliope was going to the reliquary because I told her.
Yes, we know that.
Now, before you say anything, I had no idea of the fate awaiting our dear muse. And you yourself said Medusa was not responsible. I simply had to know if I'd inadvertently, rather innocently...
You sold her out.
Sold her out? She came to you for help, and you gave her whereabouts to the highest bidder.
I am trying to help Grace. In my way.
What do you mean, in my way? What way is that?
The way where I don't take all the blame.
At least he's honest about
What
it, I
else
guess.
will I discover, Pan? I'd rather learn it now than later.
I wish I could tell you, Grace. I truly do.
I was expecting Act 2 to be shorter. I guess it's right around where it should be, if we were split up in thirds, but... let's talk to Persephone a little. Let's see what she's up to.
Back again so soon, Grace? You're practically a regular at the club.
Yeah, I just came from a chat with Medusa, and...
You found her? Well, you're in one piece, so clearly my fears were unfounded.
Nope, they were completely founded, actually. Maybe I better explain what happened.
I knew it. We never should have brought that monster to the New World. Athena is a fool to think Medusa can be controlled. You're fortunate to have made it out in one piece. It could have gone very poorly for you.
If only you'd been there.
You're right. I should have brought you to protect little old defenseless me.
Ah. If I'd gone, you would have found nothing more than an empty building, I assure you.
Because you're so big and scary.
I'm glad you appreciate my finer qualities.
At any rate, Medusa might be in the clear. Pan, however, is not.
I don't imagine you've confronted him yet.
He admitted to selling out Calliope, but not to killing her. I don't know if I can believe him.
Nor I. Pan would do anything to save his own skin. Allow me some time to consider our next move. Now then, unless you've something else to ask?
No thanks.
No, not really. I'll see you later, Persephone.
Let's just head back to the apartment for now. Oh.
Hi, Grace.
Hi, Ernie.
I can just call you Grace, right?
That's my name. Where's Freddie?
She went out to get snacks. We were gonna watch TV while we waited, but, well, here you are.
You know Freddie?
What, you and Freddie are friends now? When did this happen?
When I came looking for you. Friday has this movie that I've never seen. Super cool, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh, would you rather not share your mortal friends? Anyway, I guess Athena wants to talk? I can zip us over to Olympus anytime, if you're free.
Do I have a choice?
Do I have a choice about seeing Athena? I'm not in the habit of being at anyone's beck and call.
I mean, I guess you could say no, but I wouldn't. If Athena wants something, she's gonna get it eventually. She had that look in her eyes, like she really wants to talk to you.
She could always come here. Everyone else does.
Athena entered the mortal world? And now she doesn't do that ever. Can you imagine?
She never leaves
How does
Olympus?
Athena manage never entering the mortal world?
She doesn't have to, I guess. Everyone brings her everything she needs.
And
that creepy owl of
she went to the
hers?
reliquary.
Apollo says it's her eyes out in the world. It's everywhere. Watching.
So what, she just never leaves the building?
She'll go to the reliquary and places like that. Just never where mortals are. She wears a toga and calls cars iron horses.
Oh. Alright, fine, let's just go.
I suppose there's no point in putting it off. Do your thing. Take me to Olympus.
Okay. Oh, when you see Freddie, tell her I'm sorry I couldn't stick around for the movie. And mind if I say something?
Sure.
You've changed. I mean, from the person I met when I first came here. When, you know, you got it together really quick.
Thanks, I guess.
Oh, I'm no longer allowed to be charming? What the fuck? Oh. Honestly, I like the kick-ass route. I like the way she gets to... The kick-ass options are always great.
There you are, Grace. Do have a seat.
I prefer to stand, thanks.
As you like. You've certainly been busy, haven't you? Everywhere I turn, there you are. Including the reliquary.
Oh.
I'm uncertain how you got access, but even you must have realized it's off limits. Particularly for your mortal friend.
I have to prove my innocence.
Am I not supposed to be proving my innocence? Would you prefer I did nothing?
I'd prefer you didn't break any other rules in the meantime.
Such as? Do you have a list I can read, or do you just make them up as you go?
You think our judgment was rash?
It was. In truth, I worried that giving you time, letting us all get to know you, would make it harder in the end. I am sorry, Grace. You may not believe it, but I care deeply. I care about what happens to you and to all the idols.
What a weird way of showing that. Where's that?
Do you really? Let's explore where all that caring has gotten them, shall we? You're holding on with a grip so tight, your knuckles are turning white. But that's not enough, is it? Every idol I've met is either lost or broken, or both. They're all slipping through your fingers. If you actually cared about them, you'd do something about it instead of sitting up here worrying about your precious rules.
Zeus was the first to leave. King of the gods. And we don't even know what became of him. Vanished into the ether. Poseidon was next. Walked out into the seas, never to be heard from again. Ares betrayed us. Hephaestus saved us. Hades was murdered. And by one of our own. The list goes on.
So you add to it?
So you add to it. I show up and you kill me off because you can't be too careful.
We are dying, Grace. I don't mean diminishing or drifting apart. I mean our immortality is disappearing. Very soon now, the idols will be no more. We are a legacy that spans millennia, dating back to the very dawn of humankind. So yes, I care. I will do anything and everything in my power to avoid that fate, even if it appears unfair.
You feel responsible, don't you? For everything.
I am responsible. Aphrodite wallows in her pain, Apollo in his regrets, and Persephone in her bitterness. Every other idol of power is gone.
So there's only you. You have to shoulder the burden for everyone, like it or not. I'm sorry, Athena. I had no idea.
They won't thank me for it.
Hi, Leon. Welcome back. Game's going
I know
good.
we put a great deal on your shoulders, Grace. I do. All I called you here to ask is that you please not make my job more difficult than it already is. If you have any other questions or concerns, now's the time to bring them up.
Let's discuss Medusa.
All right, let's talk about Medusa.
Met her, have you?
She tried to eat me.
You have to know she's a monster. She tried to eat me.
I've been lenient on account of my involvement in her predicament, but perhaps it's time I dealt with her once and for all. I'm sorry she attacked you, Grace. It will not happen again. Now, if there isn't anything else...
Who can access
Who
the
has
reliquary?
access to the reliquary? Is it anyone with a key, or...
Doesn't matter. You gained access, so clearly it is not difficult to get.
Okay.
Speaking of which, I don't suppose you'll tell me who gave you that key.
Same way Calliope
The same
got
person
it.
gave it to me, who gave it to Calliope.
And who gave it to Calliope then? I see.
You went to the reliquary, right?
Speaking of the reliquary, you went there, right? Once Hecate told you what happened?
Yeah, I was not impressed by the delay.
If you had known about that, the night Calliope died, would it have made a difference?
The chances are exceedingly small that you attacked her there, it's true. Yet, Calliope was weakened, which made her more vulnerable prey for an enterprising mortal. One she knew. Perhaps the incidents are connected, perhaps not. I cannot afford the risk of
Good God,
uncertainty,
Athena.
Grace. I'm sorry.
You're exhausting. Tell me about Pan.
What do you know of Pan?
Pan? That's not a name I expected to hear. Been sniffing around you, has he?
I have some suspicions, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
Kinda is.
Pan lurks at the edges because he likes it there, seeking out whatever profit he thinks
Yeah,
he can
it
get
is,
away
again,
with.
very much so too much HR
Avoid
bullshit.
him, dear, or he'll stick to you like gum to the bottom of your shoe.
He's the only heart we've broken so far. Is he a killer?
Okay, so you don't like Pan much. I get that. But do you think he could kill someone?
We've all killed, my dear. I was
Oh,
once a
well,
warrior
that's not the
queen
answer I was
feared by
expecting.
mortals and gods alike.
Another idol, I mean.
Is that where your investigation has led you? To Pan?
So far.
At the moment, yeah.
I've never thought of Pan as one who would deliberately provoke my ire. But if he saw enough profit in it, thank you, Grace. I'll add them to my list.
I'll go.
I guess I'll get back to my investigation.
I am rooting for you, Grace. If there's another way to resolve this, any way at all, I will take it.
Will you? Really?
Good luck. Feel free to take a cookie on your way out.
That was not an answer. Yeah, that's the second time she's offered us a cookie. You can't trust someone who tried to eat you.
Don't take it personally, Grace. Athena's first instinct is to follow the rules whenever things get rough. As if she believes that if the idols don't blindly follow every rule to the letter, we'll dissolve into utter chaos.
Well, is she right?
Probably.
Yeah, she's got a real intense look. Are the idols
Do you
really
think
dying?
she's telling the truth? About the idols dying out?
I'm not
I
sure.
bet she's got them all locked
If
up in a
it is
layer
true,
underneath
why hasn't she told the
Olympus.
rest of the chorus?
It sounds like she doesn't trust you.
Well, the feeling is mutual. At any rate, I'm afraid we're going to have to disappoint her again.
Uh-oh. What now?
You need to go back to the reliquary, Grace.
I don't know why. To do what?
What for? Is there something I need to ask Hecate?
The one thing we do not yet know is why Calliope went to the reliquary in the first place.
We forgot to
Okay,
ask the
I'll
right
bite.
questions.
How would I find that out? You think she left clues?
We can't ask Calliope what her plan was. But you might be able to remember what she was doing there.
Her memories? But I thought...
That it will take years, yes. But if you go somewhere important to Calliope, or touch something special to her, you'll get flashes, feelings.
Do you want Grace to go to the reliquary so she can have
Hecate is
deja
interesting.
vu?
I like her.
I'm willing to wager the place Calliope met her fate has left its mark in Grace's psyche. We have only to uncover it.
You sure
Are
this
you
will
sure
work?
about this? You want me to wander around hoping something comes to me?
I do know something about how memories work after the transition, but no, I'm not certain. You want certainty? Wait until your trial. Without discovering more, the outcome of that is certain.
Okay, fair point.
What if Medusa is lying? What about Pan? We could look into him some more, couldn't we?
Oh, my, you're just full of ideas, aren't you? Do you have any suggestions regarding how we might go about doing that?
Don't be mean.
Deja vu it is.
What would I be looking
Let's
for?
say I do this. What am I hoping to find?
Some memory of who attacked Calliope, or why she was there. Anything we could work with. I've spoken to almost all the idols, and every single one says they hadn't seen or heard from her. If
Who
she was
haven't you
keeping to
spoken to?
herself, then why now? What started this? We're missing something important, Grace.
What if Grace goes there and the memory she sees is that she attacked Calliope? A Grace from the future. It'd be a twist.
Shut up, Freddy. How do we get into the
Last time
reliquary?
Freddy and I were there, Hecate wouldn't let us into the reliquary. Not without Athena's permission.
I'm certainly not suggesting we ask Athena for permission.
Then you mean...
Break
A
in.
week ago, I would have said breaking into the reliquary was impossible. Yet it appears Hecate can be surprised. If her book says she will be.
Let's hope the book says that again, I guess.
Unless you've some other plan. I'm all ears, as they say.
It has alarms.
What about the alarms? I'm not eager to have Asterion chasing me through the fog.
Calliope snuck in without setting off any alarms. At least at first.
Well, I'll be following in Calliope's footsteps, won't I? What if I follow the wrong footstep and set them off?
Then they discover you and we apologize profusely.
Will not be a good look, though, just saying.
Is there really no other way? This seems a bit desperate.
That's because we are desperate, Grace. Either we take this shot at learning the truth, or we overthrow Athena and the chorus by force, and disregard this stupid trial.
She's joking, right? She's joking, right?
Let's see
Right
this.
then.
Don't worry,
Back to
I
the
think we're
reliquary
close
it
enough to
is.
getting done with the game at this
Any
point.
idea
thanks,
how
tonight.
you want to do this, Grace? Because I'm game to help.
Cool.
So there's lots of
I'm
time
sure
to talk
we can
about
figure
it
something
after.
out.
I can't go in with you. Hecate would sense me right away. I will, however, stay close by. If anything happens, I'll come. Hecate won't stop me. The Minotaur won't stop me. Nothing will.
Oh my god. You care?
Gosh, it almost seems like you care.
Ugh, can we just get on with this already?
I'm assuming we're moving into Act 3 pretty quickly here. Or maybe not. Maybe Act 3 is all 5 minutes. We can only succeed with Hecate if her book says she's supposed to be surprised. Let's be honest with Hecate. I'm not sending Freddy in as a distraction. That won't work for us.
Ah, so that is now.
Oh, you were expecting us?
It is written that you would come, yes.
That is so cool. I
Right,
kid you
Jesus
not.
Christ.
Yet it was also written that you would sneak into the reliquary as Calliope did, so this encounter is unanticipated.
Oh, okay, so I should have snuck in. I didn't want to sneak in.
I figured talking face to face would be more civilized and, you know, less dangerous.
I appreciate your motivation, though surely you cannot think mere etiquette will change my answer.
Didn't I make you and the Minotaur, well, happier?
You did. It is pleasant.
Isn't that worth anything?
This was true when you were here last, and yet I still considered my duty paramount.
I guess it can't be that pleasant.
My happiness is irrelevant. I am grateful for all you have done, but my purpose here cannot be so easily cast aside.
Don't you want the truth?
Asterion said you don't know why Calliope was here, or what she did.
That is correct.
Don't you want to? Aren't you the least bit curious?
You could say it's your duty to find out, at least so it doesn't happen again, right?
That is an argument not entirely without merit.
Then let me go.
Then let me try. I'll accept whatever conditions you want, Hecate. I'm begging you.
You will regret this. That is also written.
That is a yes.
Your book has
Go
gotten it
quickly.
wrong twice
Look,
out of
but do
2.
not
Or you've been
touch.
over 2
The
so far.
reliquary stores many artifacts, some dangerous.
Got it. Okay, Grace. What the heck do you do now?
My theories so far are
Of
like
all the times to not have Freddy around.
Pan, obviously.
She'd love this.
Pan is the one the game is like
First
pointing us
things
most
first.
towards, but I don't know if
How
it'll
do I do
stick
this?
with that.
Where do I even start?
It could be any of the gods of the chorus, but I don't think so. Could be Hecate herself.
Calliope must have been here. She could have stood in this very spot. Maybe if I just focus.
Could be some plot with like Hermes and Freddy. There could be missing gods. I will say this right now. if the game is like, surprise, there was actually a secret other god off to the side that we didn't talk about before, and they did it, that's gonna suck. Because to me, a good murder mystery is something where you can understand who did it and follow the tracks, and at least theoretically could have solved it yourself. And there's not like, I like the Clue movie. I like Danganronpa stuff. The only things that annoy me about Danganronpa are when it pulls some bullshit where like some random person shows up, or like Zero Escape type of shit, like Zero Time Dilemma. Actually, that's a good example. Zero Time Dilemma. The thing that pissed me off most about that game was that it was like, surprise, there's actually a 10th person who's been here all along, and we just like pretended he didn't exist. But whoops, he's here, and he was the bad guy. And I know that's a spoiler for Zero Time Dilemma, but also, if I can save you 20 hours of playing Zero Time Dilemma, I'm doing you a favor. But I don't know. I think with all this stuff, there needs to at least be room to introduce them and like have them be a character in the narrative and in the story. Because without that, then they're not.
Yeah, it's weird.
They're not
like,
part of the
I've
story. They're
definitely
just
been here before.
the guilty party. Tried. Ooh. I recognize a few of these. The egg. Let's look at them one by one. I mean, we kind of have to look at them one by one, but still.
I don't get any feeling from that. Will I know it
Oh, we
when
can
I
just
see
pause.
it?
Oh, I didn't realize we could just like pause it with that. Okay, that's good to know. The instrument. Your hairdryer isn't turning on? Oh no.
Is that a weapon? A musical instrument?
Rest in peace to your hairdryer.
Maybe it's both.
Let's see the mask.
What did Freddy say about mazes?
The dramatic
Was it
mask.
always go left? Or go left and then go right?
That's not how mazes work, but sure. Oh, I have to reset the. Oh, gotcha.
Is this an armory too?
The apple.
Freddy, are you out there?
She
Can you
talked
hear
about
me?
the apple specifically, didn't she?
What am I doing? All that'll do is tell everyone where I am.
The olive branch.
They should really charge for tours. It's kind of amazing.
The scroll. I'm assuming the mirror is the one we want, but like.
I don't even know what language that is.
If we were speedrunning, we'd go to that, but.
Shouldn't that be in a museum somewhere?
Alright. Nyx's mirror, right?
This is it. Calliope was here. She was standing right here. And she... Uh-oh. I don't suppose there's any chance you'll put those knives away.
Where are they? Why does that one look like handsome Squidward? Sorry, this is not the moment.
Okay then.
Uh-oh. Our powers
What's
aren't
happening?
working.
Why didn't it work?
Fates? Oh, maybe. But I thought we were told that the Fates couldn't be summoned. Not kind of. No, it's Freddy. We're okay. Uh-oh.
Grace?
Uh-oh, Freddy.
Freddy! We've got to run!
Oh, the
My
Furies.
powers don't work on them, they just keep coming!
Freddy, please do not do something stupid. Freddy!
No, I won't let you. Freddy!
Oh, God. Oh, God, Freddy.
By the gods.
You summoned the Furies.
What?
Those beings were the Furies, beyond all our laws. Not idols, but the embodiment of retribution. How did you draw them here?
I didn't. There was a big mirror, but I didn't even touch it.
There is only one mirror of which you could be speaking. That used by the goddess Nyx to contact the Fates. Using the mirror would not have brought the Furies down upon you. Not unless the Fates themselves decreed it.
I mean, this seems pretty consistent with what happened to Calliope. So, like... Yeah, they've got a real, like... The hoop earrings on the one of them, like... Not the important bit here, but... They didn't need to go that hard. You need help, Freddy.
I don't care what brought them. They killed Freddy. You need to help her.
I have no power over life and death, Grace. None of us have
That's
that.
not true. Don't we have Thanatos? Isn't that his whole deal?
This was no defense or spell of the reliquaries. I do not have the power to summon the Furies, and I know none who do. You should consider yourself fortunate, Grace. They do not desist until retribution has been exacted.
Yeah. Fortunate is not
But
the
now is
feeling
when
for
you
right
leave.
now.
Pray the knowledge you obtained was worth the price.
How can you say that? I didn't mean for this to happen.
Your intentions are irrelevant, Grace. All choices have consequences.
I didn't choose this. I wouldn't have let her.
Come. There's nothing more to be done.
We're not bringing her with us. We're just leaving her here. What? I'm sorry. No, we can at least bring her back so she can like have a burial and people can know what happened to her. Because her whole family is just gonna be left. Yeah, leaving the body is wild. Oh hey, that's the end of Act 2. So we're gonna pause there so I can pause the recording really quickly. And we will come back for Act 3 in just half a second. I'm gonna drink some water. Struggle a little bit. Patented Act 2 low point. Yeah, the fall before the rise. Anyways, okay.